cabin here, first thing in the morning. I think it's just after 8 o'clock. It is brutally cold out here. I gotta get a fire going. Temperature outside's minus 38. Check the temperature inside the cabin is minus 34. So should be a good day. I got a few projects to get finished here. I got some flashing for around the heater in the cabin. This is kind of a heat reflector. And I want to play around with that chimney support, get it stable, and we can get a fire going in there. And I got a couple other things I got to do. I got to fix my Coleman stove. The pump seems to be wore out on it, so I picked up a new kit for that. Play around with that once the temperature in the cabin gets up to a respectable temperature. But at first, I think we got to get a fire going outside. I got to get some sort of heat source going. It's supposed to get up to, I think, minus 30 today, so a few degrees warmer than what it is now. Sun's just about to come up over the horizon. Typically, I've noticed when that happens, when it's this cold, it usually drops a couple degrees, so we might even hit minus 40 this morning. As far as tonight, I think we're expecting the same temperature here for the next few days, so, and then it's supposed to bump up to minus teens or whatever. Anyway. Starting to feel the chill now, so I'm gonna get a fire going. So we got a fire going, got a little bit of a wood going, so hopefully we can get some good bit of coals going here. Oh man, it's cold out here. Yeah, just continue splitting wood, getting this outside fire going pretty good rate, and then I'll work on getting the heater in the cabin going. It's going to be a while to warm up here, so before I can start doing any work in the cabin, I'm going to have to get some heat in there. I'm not working minus 34 in the cabin, especially with that flashing. So what I'll have to do is maybe get some heat in the cabin, let the fire die down a bit so I can work in behind the heater without getting burnt or anything like that. So for now, we'll just keep plugging away at this fire outside here and go with that. Okay, with that little heater going, we're already up to minus 25 in here. It won't take long to heat this little shack up. Alright, up to minus 5 and climbing. It is really nice and comfortable in here compared to outside. Still got the fire going outside. I'm gonna be using that for cooking tonight. Got the Dutch oven here and a lamb roast. We'll see what I can do with that. Okay, let's take a little look around the cabin. It's more or less set up for the night. Bed's made, got all my stuff put away. Fire's going, of course. And I gotta thaw out the water a little bit. I'm starting to get some ice crystals in there, so put her close enough to the fire that till thaw out. Not completely thawed yet, but you shake it around, you can hear the ice shaking around in there, so we'll take care of that. So I have some drinkable water instead of ice. Tools and stuff underneath there. Get the Coleman lamp out here in a couple hours. Fire it up. I gotta work on getting that tin up, the flashing, and then I'm gonna work on my Coleman stove. Get that pump rectified. It's not pumping up at all, so I think the last time I was using it, it barely got enough pressure to go. But it's pretty old, so we'll just swap it out. There's a way you can re-swell the leather. This is a leather plunger, but I just picked up a new plastic one, or rubber one, or whatever they are nowadays. Anyway, we'll swap that out and see how well it works. There we have it. We'll see how that does. I kind of think I'm still a little bit low. I'd like to get another sheet or roll of that flashing. Maybe throw a third layer up. I think that'd help out quite a bit. It just looks low to me. Capture more of that heat a little bit higher and reflect it back. We'll see what this does. Alright, it is a gorgeous day out today. It is crisply cold though. We're still at minus 34. It hasn't really warmed up much. Maybe it's supposed to warm up a little bit this afternoon. I thought we were supposed to hit minus 30, but I think we're struggling to get there. It's still really cold out. Fire's still going. I think it's around noon right now. So we got probably 4.5 hours of light left. I got the flashing done. I'm just working on getting a good bed of coals going here so I can start supper. Just want to walk over and take a look at what the temperature says on the thermometer here. I got minus 34 from. Oh, looks like we're at minus 29 here. Oh, maybe we did crack minus 30. That's good. It doesn't feel any warmer. It was minus 40 this morning, so it's quite a bit more, 11 degrees. Anyway, I'm just poking away at doing some small stuff here around the cabin, keeping the fires going, keeping the heat in the cabin, and it's doing actually pretty well for holding the heat. Looking forward to tonight, seeing what kind of wood I'm going to burn throughout the night. Wood pile in the cabin's down quite a bit, so I'll have to restock that before we go back in for the night. Anyway, I'm just going to keep plugging away here. Just burning wood and keeping things warm and getting ready to make supper here in a couple hours. So this is one of the brush piles I have. It's covered with snow. All the way that snow should crush that down quite a bit. I got a few of them around the property. Just, you know, smaller trees bucked up, brush. Logs have been bucked up. One there. One over there, and then one way over there. Well, I don't think I'm going to get to the brace for the chimney today. Might say that for the next time I'm out when it's a bit warmer out. I'm finding the electrical stuff just isn't lasting very long out here, so cordless skill saw is bogging out just through that little bit of OSB. Even my camera's not lasting, my phone here. I think when I was starting that fire, I had to warm it up 2 or 3 times while the fire was warming up. It would just die. The cold just zapped it. Anyway, the struggles of working in the cold, I guess. But man, it's ever a gorgeous day out today. Not a stitch of wind. Smoke's going straight up. Yeah. So what do you do out of the cabin when it's so cold like this? Well, you maintain your wood pile for both the outside and the inside. I've been chewing away at this pile here, side of the house, or cabin. Restocking the little wood stack here. Get some heat on her, get it dried off a little bit. I think it's hot enough in the wood heater, and there's enough coals that any moisture that's going to be on those woods in the form of snow is going to evaporate. Not going to do anything for the coals. So, and this here stuff is just some poplar that I have stacked in the backyard there. From a poplar I felt there a couple years ago. Bucked it up and stacked it. It's pretty rotten, so just burn it out here, burn it up. I don't like burning poplar in the cabin. I don't like the smell of it. It kind of stinks, so I just burn the white wood. So peaceful right now. A stitch of wind blowing. All I can hear is the fire crackling. Both the fire pit outside and inside. Still pretty cool out. It's minus 29 out. I think that's going to be our high for today. Cold enough for me. Man, this morning was brutal. Holy. Had trouble with the camera there. I was getting the fire going. Had to warm it up a little bit before it would work again. So there's three or four attempts at that fire scene. But man, it's kind of good getting it going though. That little bit of heat, just even off the little fire on that I had on my plank there, was, boy, sure felt it. Felt real good. And then once the fire got really going there, it really knocked the chill off. Even standing outside by that fire, going into the cabin to get the other heater going. I noticed it was just way colder than in the cabin there. Still minus 34, I think, by the fire. Is probably, I don't know, it's quite a bit warmer already, noticeably. So, but both are nice and warm now. The fire pit area is a good temperature. You can sit outside and be comfortable, and the cabin is at a nice plus 20 degrees Celsius. I'm not sure what that is in Fahrenheit, but can convert it. What else? Well, I'm going to be starting supper here pretty quick. Got a lamb roast I'm going to try doing in a Dutch oven. Potatoes and carrots and some rosemary. Should be good. Probably get going that pretty quick. We only got a couple hours of light left. Like to get that done before it gets dark. And then hang out fire for the night, for the evening. Maintain the heat in the cabin and eventually get ready for bed. See how the cabin holds up with its temperatures after insulating it last fall. Or last fall? No, it was about a year ago. I think, well, February. I think last February. I did a couple nights out here when it was these temperatures, and it was horrible. It was cold. Before I filled in the gaps with the spray foam or insulated the roof, it did not hold heat very well. When the fire was going, it was decent. But once the fire died down, oh man, she cooled off quick. We'll have to see what happens tonight with that. How well it retains the heat. It's probably going to be better than last year for sure. But I'd like to see how much better. Anyway, I'll probably be up at midnight stoking the fire and stuff like that. So that's what I'm expecting anyway. That is what's for supper tonight. First time doing a Dutch oven like this. I've done it before in the summertime. It's fairly easy to maintain the temperature. We'll have to see how it handles minus 30. Not bad, I think, for the first attempt. This looks like a boned out shoulder. Nothing like having a nice campfire when it's minus 35. It is warm in the cabin. We're at plus 25 right now. I think outside it's around minus 35. So it's like just about a 60-degree difference. It's holding the heat well, so I'm impressed with that. I think I'm going to throw a damper in the stovepipe there just to slow down the heat escaping from the pipe. Right now it's just a straight shot outside, so with a damper I should be able to hold more heat in, make it more efficient. Anyway, today was brutally cold. I'm starting to feel effects of it now. Pretty tired, especially with this heat in the cabin the way it is. So probably be heading to bed here shortly. Just started to give a quick little outro or end of day talk. Well, I'm glad I came out today. Spend the night, first night of 2022. So I'm hoping to have a bunch more. Anyway, I'm sure I'll do another little update halfway through the night when I stoke the fire. But with that said, we'll see you when I get up. Oh, well, that was a good night. Sleeping bag doesn't disappoint. So nice and warm in there. I had to get it a couple times and stoke the fire, which is fine. Just expecting that. It's so comfortable in that sleeping bag. It's nice and warm. It's cold. It got cold when the fire died down. It got cold in here. Well, it cooled down. It wasn't super cold or anything like that. But the sleeping bag certainly did its job. This is a good night, other than getting up a couple times. Anyway, wake up here and fire up the Coleman stove and get some coffee on the go. Check the temperature. It doesn't feel as cold as it was yesterday. A little bit. I think it's supposed to be warming up here quite a bit in the next few days. Like I think next Tuesday it's supposed to get up to -2, so it'll be like pretty balmy and spring-like. Nice little change, and then it's supposed to get back down into the deep freeze again. So we're not out of the woods yet as far as winter's concerned. Burnt out. Looks like it's trying to snow. Some little flakes coming down. In the cabin. What a great night. I'm so glad I came out here. Yesterday morning it was bitter cold. Oh man, -40, -38, -40. I think I must have hit -40 when the sun came up. Dropped that couple of degrees like what I was mentioning yesterday. But man, it was brutal. Warmed up to I think -29 and then started to cool down to -35 in the evening. Get up this morning and it's warmed up to -29, so I think we're climbing our way out of this deep freeze for a little bit. Like I said, we're supposed to get up to -2 next week. And then it's going to dip back down down in the -20s, -30s, so to be expected this time of year. Anyway, great night. Had a lot of fun coming out here. I got a couple things done that I wanted to do. The other stuff I'm gonna have to wait till it's warmer. Like I said, the electrical stuff, the drill and my cordless saw and even my phone, we're not having that cold weather, so we'll have to save that for another time. I really want to get that chimney support built. I got the idea in my head and how to do it, so, and I got the supplies, so we'll get that done maybe next time I'm out. I got a couple other things I'm gonna do here in the next few days. Come out and do. It'll be great with the warmer temperature. Not sure I'd be able to do that with the temperatures in the -30s. So, I mean, coming out here when the -30s is good, just to hang out and have some campfires and stay in the cabin, nice and warm. Have a little sleepover. But as far as getting stuff done outside, that's not happening. It's hard enough fighting the elements with the cold and stuff like that. So save that for warmer days. Anyway, got some projects coming up here in the next little while. I want to get done around the cabin. Setting up that tent. I'm going to set up that outfitter's tent here, and I'm going to try and overnight at the property. Not in the bush yet. We'll try that once I get it all figured out. I only had that outfitter's tent set up once back in the summer, so I don't want to get out to the bush and try setting it up and then get caught or whatever. So we'll do a trial run here and see how it goes and do an overnight and go from there. Anyway, it was good having you with me out at the cabin here, this cold temperature. I hope you enjoyed it. Talk to you later.